The Sciforror Film Podcast. Hello and welcome to another extra episode of the Sciforror Film Podcast, and I am joined today by actor Andrew Elias. Hi, how are you doing?
Very well, thanks, Andy. How are you?
Yeah, not bad at all.
Good.
So want to start off. You'll be known to some of the people who will be watching this, but just want to start off with, as I do with everyone, how did you get into film acting and filmmaking, and especially how did you sort of gravitate towards making sort of horror and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been I got into film acting quite a long time ago now, and that was literally as an extra in the Phantom Menace, the Star Wars prequel.
Yeah.
And that was just a stroke of luck. I was working in a bookshop on Charing Cross Road, Foyles. And on my lunch breaks, I used to go out to Forbidden Planet and look at comics and whatnot. And they just had a sign on the door saying, extras wanted for new Star Wars film. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll give them a ring. I rang them up. They said, how tall are you? I went 6 foot. What's your body shape like? I told them. And they said, okay, can you come down to a little studio in Ladbroke Grove? Went down there, they took some photos and whatever, said, we'll give you a call. And then I didn't hear anything, so I thought, oh, well, that didn't happen. But then about 2 weeks later, I got a call, and they said, can you come down to Leavesden studio tomorrow morning, like 5 o'clock? So I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, it actually got me sacked from my job because where I was working, Foyles was notoriously archaic in its employment practices.
Yeah.
And we were all basically employed on 0 hours contracts. And what would happen is you work there temporarily up to about 2 years. And once you got to the 2-year mark, they would terminate your contract. I'd been there about 1.5 years because they didn't want to give you full-time rights. I've been there about 1.5 years. And I thought, you know what, let's just go for this. How often do you get a chance to appear in a Star Wars movie or to be on a set? And so I went for it. And then when I came back after I spent a few days down there at Leavesden, I got a message to go and see the manager, and they said, we're terminating your employment. So I was like, okay, it was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah. And you also did, around that same time, you also you were an extra in The Mummy, weren't you?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that kind of led on from Star Wars. I was just sitting around on the set at Leavesden, and the lady that ran the extras agency came up to me and said, oh, are you having a good time? And I was like, yeah, this is great, And she said, would you like to do some more of this? And I said, well, yeah, I'd love to. And actually, because I got sacked from Foyles, it so happened that was probably good timing. And then the Mummy came along soon after that. The thing with Star Wars as well, I think the reason they needed extras and why they were advertising on the door of Forbidden Planet was because they were shooting Saving Private Ryan at the same time.
Right.
And apparently all the extras agencies in London had provided sort of military-looking sort of blokes for Saving Private Ryan. So suddenly they had this shortage of men, so they just had to advertise. So, yeah. So I just kind of fell into it that way.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, how did you get involved in, because you have made a fair few number of horror films. How did you sort of get into the horror side of things?
I've always had an interest in horror, and back in around 2000, me and a couple of friends, we made a short film, a short horror film.
All right.
We shot it on 16mm. It was only 5 minutes long. As I was saying, that cost us £1,000 to do that back then, because it was all the cost of the film stock and the processing the stock. Whereas now, of course, you just do it on your phone. And because it was a horror one, it got submitted into a few horror festivals. And I've always liked horror; they're fun to play in.
Yeah,
The characters are normally really interesting. You're either going to be killed or kill, essentially. You
yeah,
know, so
yeah,
they're good fun.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Um, you've been in a few of the sort of what they now call anthology films.
Oh yeah.
Do you enjoy doing those, or do you prefer doing sort of like full length features?
I mean, I don't mind, to be honest with you. I kind of um, generally what happens is someone just asks me, and I normally say yes because I just think, oh, that looks interesting.
Right.
Um, and yeah, so I don't mind. I mean, I guess with an anthology, it's quite interesting because you might only be recording your bit of the anthology, so you've got no idea what the rest of the film is like. Was in a feature, you kind of get a vibe if you're part of it. You kind of get an idea what the film's going to be about. I mean, you don't always get the full script, so
Yeah.
you kind of second guessing. But yeah, so yeah, I'm open to anyone.
Fair enough. Um, so I mean, have you've done stuff that isn't horror, but you prefer doing horror?
Yeah, I would say definitely prefer doing horror. I think horror and sci-fi, which is what's so fascinating about your podcast. I like the sci-horror theme, because they're essentially two genres that have been kind of much maligned by the mainstream industry for many years. Even though you have these fantastic films like Alien or
Yeah.
Blade Runner that are absolutely phenomenal films, um, largely there's a lot of snobbery around sci-fi and horror. But I mean, I love them. I love them. I was brought up. My dad he was a very, very, had a very, very keen interest in sci-fi in particular. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's one of the things I grew up watching sci-fi and horror films, and I love all of them. And it's just kind of it struck me that there were a number of film ones out there. There were a lot of them doing horror, but there weren't very many people touching the sci-fi side of things. So I thought I'd mix the two together, um, which is the thing. Um,
Yeah.
so I mean, you have a film. You're making, or one that you have made that's upcoming, Echoes of Him.
Oh yeah, that's with Kamal Yildirim. I don't know if you're familiar with Kamal.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really prolific. He basically does everything. He writes, he directs, he acts. I mean, a fantastic guy as well. Really, really nice guy, and very, very talented. So he asked me to do this role in Echoes of Him, which was a fantastic role. I mean, I don't know how much I can give away because it's a little bit under wraps. But basically, he got together with an actor called Alex Nathan Woods, who I'd worked with before. I'd worked with Kamal before as well, but I'd never worked with Kamal with him as a director, um, which was great because I tell you what, years ago, around sort of 2009, and I told him this. I wrote to him and said I'd love to be in one of his films, and
Um,
he did respond graciously, responded and said, "Oh yeah, yeah, sure, I'll bear you in mind," sort of thing. But then years went past, and then I said to him, "Well, it's mad because I'm fine. It's only taken like I don't know 16 years or whatever it is. I can't do the math there, but I'm actually now in one of your films, which is brilliant."
so do you know when that's coming out at all?
Well, when I spoke to him at Horror on Sea, he said he's in post production at the moment. He's really pleased with the footage. I
Right.
think he's aiming to have it out this year. I think
Cool.
that's the aim.
Oh,
I mean, the scenes I shot were the very last scenes of the film, and that was back in uh, November, end of October, beginning of November. Um, and I know they've been shooting perhaps for about a year beforehand, doing little chunks here and there. So yeah, it was great. I mean, we're filming it on the Isle of Wight, so it's fantastic going over there. And there's this brilliant location, this old bookshop that you don't really find anywhere anymore. This decaying sort of bookshop. It's great.
Yes, yeah, cool. I have seen you in a couple of films. Uh, I've watched like I do a Tales from the Great War I've seen, and Video Shop Tales of Horror of Terror, and Pocket Film Superstitions, and The Wrath of Thorn.
Oh yeah,
And all those, and Video Shop Tales of Terror 2, which I was had a I had a Blinkenium biscuit roll in.
did you? What bit was that in then?
I had my brains blown out.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
nice.
was it was just I think it was a trailer for another film, and they just there's this scene in it where I've got a mouthful a gun put in my mouth and my brains blown out. So that
You
was
know
fun.
what? I think I remember that scene actually because I've seen the film twice. I saw it the first time at Horror on Sea, and then I saw it at this little film festival above a pub in London.
All right.
Um, Unrestricted view, and it won best film actually. So I do remember that.
That was fun. It was good fun.
Yeah,
Um, so, is that have you got anything else that you have made recently, or that you?
yeah. The biggie is 45, which is Baz Hancher directed it. I don't know if you know Baz, but he makes really extreme horror films, like with extreme guts and gore and quite dark subject matter.
Okay.
And he asked me if I played his part in this film, and then he sent me the script, and it was brilliant. I got to play like a priest in it, and it's sort of Antichrist omen type thing.
Yeah, I've seen a still from that.
Yeah,
You playing a priest.
yeah, and that's I mean, it played at Horror on Sea, but it's playing at Romford
Oh,
in February as well.
oh, cool.
But yeah, I mean, it's just again, Kamal's in that. Kamal's acting; he's the lead actor in it, and he does a fantastic job. I mean, that's the kind of the role of a lifetime, and it's yeah, he does a really fantastic job. In fact, the whole team, it's White Raven Films. They've really pulled together and made this fantastic film for pittance. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Peanuts. But yeah. Anyway, if you go to Romford, well worth watching. But it is on at 10 o'clock at night, and I think that's probably because of the content.
yeah. No, that's fair enough. Okay. Um, and do you have any? Is there anything penciled in for the future at all? Anything you going to be working on?
Yeah, there's a thing I've got, which is really bizarre because next week I'm supposed to be having a costume fitting for it, and I haven't heard anything, so I don't know if it's happening or not. But it's one of those things that I'll probably get a phone call on either Monday or Tuesday, and they'll say, "Oh, can you get down to the studio tomorrow for 6 o'clock or whatever?"
Right.
Which is really interesting. It's a sort of take on A Christmas Carol,
Okay.
yeah, which would be quite good. And then I'm at the end of February working on a short film with some young filmmakers, which is quite nice because normally I work with people that are similar age as me,
Yeah.
which which isn't a problem. It's great, but it's quite nice to work with young people as well because they've got a very different take on the world than perhaps our generation has.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, that's cool. That sounds good. That sounds good. So yeah, I mean, I'm hopefully going to be at Romford, so I'm hoping to see. I hope I'll see the film, and I'll probably see you there. Um, so I mean, on the whole, I mean, what sort of films do you like watching as well?
Well, I watch. I was listening to some of your earlier podcasts, and you were talking about the latest War of the Worlds and
Yeah,
about how it's completely butchered.
yeah,
Um, See, I really love that kind of late Victorian sci-fi. H.G. Wells. Yeah, Jules Verne. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So I love stuff like that. I think again, it probably goes back to when I was a kid. My dad would take me to see things like Warlords of Atlantis.
Oh,
At the
yeah,
Earth's Core, The Land That Time Forgot. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and I just think that kind of you got that era of Victorian Britain where they're kind of looking to the future. They've got this real idea of progress, and so out of that you get these writers that are writing this they're trying to deal with their changing world and having these fantastic stories like War of the Worlds or yeah, Journey
Yeah.
to the Center of the Earth or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I love. I mean, I still read those sort of books and that. I mean, um, film wise nowadays, the people don't seem to make those sort of films anymore. Everything is very. I don't know. You don't get as many kind of historical sci-fi and horror films nowadays. Everything is kind of like right up to the minute, and
Yeah,
I think it's a pity because I think it's something that we, especially in the UK, used to do really, really well.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Um,
even like those Hammer films, or not it wasn't Hammer, but the Asphyx with Robert Powell.
yeah,
It's got that sort of steampunkish element to it.
yeah.
Um, yeah, with and actually on the indie level, the zero budget indie level, you get loads of horror, but you don't get much sci-fi. You don't
No, I
get
mean
much at all.
that's one of the things that we've been saying, especially short films. There seems to be this thing, lots of people making short horror films, but not many short sci-fi films. And the ones that there are now are overpopulated with films that are just basically all CGI or all AI stuff.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
kind of there's no practical effects or things in them, so it just kind of it all starts looking a bit samey and a bit boring, really.
yeah,
Yeah. No,
yeah. Well, there's a challenge to any filmmakers watching this, isn't it?
absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we've been saying for ages that, short filmmakers, make more sci-fi because there's a market out there for it.
yeah.
Um,
And I think, like you said, British sci-fi in particular,
yeah,
because it is what we get. I mean, look at Doctor Who. That's
yeah,
exported all over the world, isn't it? It's obviously a popular genre. People,
absolutely.
people like the sort of eccentricities of perhaps a character like Doctor Who. You know,
And as
uh,
you say, I mean, the Victorian stuff and that you kind of like you can put eccentric characters in eccentric professors or whatever, and it works.
yeah.
Um,
I tell
and
you
the
what,
thing,
I was watching the other day. It's not really a sci-fi, but it had hints of that. Was that film The Prestige? The Christopher
oh
Nolan
yeah,
film.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because the whole kind of Tesla and everything.
yeah.
I thought that, and again, set in the Victorian era, it had that real hints of those sort of classic old sci-fis.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, but I just think, I think sci-fi is becoming in a lot of ways the independent world anyway is starting to become like a poorer cousin to horror. It's not getting done as much, and I think it needs a bit of a boost.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what was I gonna say? So yes, for the future. What would you like to be doing in the future? Do you just want to carry on doing what you're doing now, or would you like to be doing more bigger feature films or bigger budget stuff? Or
Well, funny enough, I lived out of London for a while, and then I moved back to London, and I got myself a new agent, and
oh,
she's fantastic. She sent me up for some really top-notch jobs. So one of them I had a face-to-face audition with. I mean, I don't know what I can say because I had to sign an NDA.
ah,
But it was with yeah, it was with this director who, let's say, he's just remade a classic 1920s black and white horror film based on the Dracula story.
oh, okay,
And so I had this face-to-face audition with him. So she's getting me some really big gigs. So um, or not getting me the gigs, at least getting me in to see these people, which has been brilliant.
yeah,
Really. I had another one the other day, which it wasn't a horror, but it was for a film with some very high-profile actors in it. Let's put it like that. And again, I'm never quite sure what I can say if I'm allowed to talk about this or not, because you sign these things, does anyone really care? Are they monitoring? I doubt it, but
Yeah, I know what
you
you
know,
mean.
knowing my luck, I'll probably say something and I'll get a cease and desist notice or something like that through the door.
I don't, I don't think you'd have to worry too much about it.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so yes, I hope everything goes all right goes well with Echoes of Him,
Brilliant.
and with the what's the title of the film that's going to be Romford?
45.
45. Okay,
Yeah, so it's
I hope that does well
yeah.
with the on the festival circuit, and I'm looking forward to seeing those and other things in the future. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Been good to talk to you. Everyone out there, I will put up links as I always do to Andrew's social media on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and all that kind of thing. So keep an eye out for what he's doing and for the films. And then, as you said, if you're going to be at Romford Film Festival, then check out 45. Okay,
Brilliant. Cheers, Andy. Thanks for that.
no problem. Thank you very much. And see everybody out there. See you again. Bye. The Sciforror Film Podcast.